Okay, hello, POLSCI 1. Ready to start. We're halfway done with the class. Congratulations, we're getting there. A lot of work still to do, still a lot of points. Just be sure to stay on top of getting all your stuff in. And if you have any questions, please come see me during my office hours. I'm more than willing to take any of your questions. All right, so Chapter 8, we're looking at public opinion. Go through this pretty quickly because the next few slideshows are going to be really quick. So James Madison believed that a popular government requires an informed public. For you to make informed decisions, you should be in an informed public. So how you should get your information. And so they should also take the information from people, what people want, and do those things. So democratic theory. Public opinion drives the political machine. It's what drives us to change society, do what people want, because we the people have control over this government. But does this really happen? Do they do what we want, or do they tell us what they're going to do and then not do anything at all? So the U.S. is a representative democracy, not a pure democracy. They don't do what the whole society wants, or the majority. Again, remember, we do not want pure democracy where the majority always rules. We have safeguards put into place to protect minority rights. The nature of public opinion is the cause of public. Is it the cause of public policy, or is it the effect? Is it what drives, or are we driven by what politicians say, or what even the media says? So public opinion, aggregate of public attitudes or beliefs of government or politics, what we believe about certain things, or even government itself, what government should or should not do. So democratic self-government is based on consent of the governed. You need to be informed about what is going on so that you can make informed decisions and take care of government and the country. People are the ultimate source of government authority. We are the power behind government. We drive what government does. So this is known as popular sovereignty. Popular, what the people want, control the country. All right, so there's two different models when we look at politicians or elected officials when they go and speak for people. There's the delegate model and the trustee model. So we're going to look at the delegate model first. They see public opinion as a principal source of government legitimacy. They will listen to what the people say and do what the people want all the time, no matter what. So they're delegated to do their job. Government power is only properly exercised when based on public opinion. So what the public wants is what the public gets. Even if it could hurt the public, it's what the public wants. So public opinion is considered the determinant of public policy. The opinion of the public is what drives government to act. For the delegate, for the trustee, allows government officials more freedom of choice to decide what is in the public opinion, what is in the best interest of the public. You would think that elected officials are more privy to information than the entire public. So they will make decisions based on what is good for society as a whole. So trustees are considered more informed on issues than the public. They have inside information, or they even have access to classified information. So trustees do not have to follow the public opinion. They do not have to follow what the majority of people say. They're doing what they feel is in the best interest of society as a whole. All right, political socialization. This is one of your essay questions for the third test. You're going to tell me what is political socialization and how you learn political socialization. You're going to tell me the 5 agents of political socialization. We're going to go over those in a minute. So political socialization is pretty easy. It's where you get your political beliefs from. That's political socialization. Where do you get your political beliefs from? So there are 5 agents of where we get our political beliefs from, or 5 ways we get our political beliefs from. 1, family. Your family, as growing up, they tell you what's right, wrong, who to like, what to like. Your family has a great influence on you individually, so they socialize you politically into society. Think of it this way: if your parents are Democrat, you're more likely to be a Democrat. If your parents are Republican, will tend to be more Republican. Second is school education. You are listening to me, you are being educated into politics. You're learning about the American system of government. So schools and education socialize you into it. When you go to school for the first day of kindergarten, the first thing you do is the Pledge of Allegiance, right? That's teaching you about politics. That's socializing you into politics. Media has such a great influence now. There's one of the assignments I do normally would be what is the political agenda behind a movie. The media can drive what political thought is, and they can drive people to think a certain way. And we talked about that, I think, in chapter 7. Peers, our friends. We tend to do what our friends want, right? We want to be cool, so we listen to our peers and do what our peers want. So we tend to follow. We're a nation of followers. Whatever the trend is, we tend to follow that trend. And then religion. Religion has an effect on political socialization as well, right? If you're a Catholic, are you pro-life or pro-choice? Does the church really tell you what to think on issues? Yes, they do. So these are the 5 agents. And what I would like you to do is, if this SAT question does come up, is give me personal stories about each one of these. If you don't pick a religion, well, there's a reason why you didn't pick a religion, so you can talk about that. I'm sure your peers have had an influence on you politically. Media has had an influence. Schools, hopefully I have. And then family as well. There are other agents of political socialization. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm worried about the big 5. Economic status, if you're rich or poor, who's more likely to vote, can affect you politically. I don't know why I have government. We'll just take that off. Opinion leaders can have an influence on you. If you follow somebody on social media, can they influence your political thinking? Yes, most definitely. Impact of political events. If an event happens, how does that affect people? Does that mobilize people into becoming more politically active? Maybe if you don't like Donald Trump, you become more politically active. COVID-19, people might become more politically active. An event like George Floyd, that could impact people to go out politically and become more politically involved. All right, measuring public opinion. Polling, survey of opinions from a particular sample. So, if I was to poll the class, I wouldn't call on all of you. I'd only call on a certain number of you and sample the class to see how people would think about an issue. But there are problems with polling. Sampling errors. The smaller the sample, the greater the sampling error. If I only there's 50 of you in a class, if I only question 3, well, there's a greater range of sampling error. It could be plus or minus 10%. So the bigger the number, the better your poll is going to be. And really, you're not going to sample everybody in America on where they feel on things. Non-response bias. Some people refuse to take calls from strangers or answer poll questions. A lot of us get called for polls when we're in the middle of dinner. We don't want to stop eating, so we don't answer the phone. So that's a non-response bias. Response bias. A respondent will not answer the question truthfully or not answer the question with what they really believe. There's this phenomenon called the shy voter right now, where they really don't want to answer what they do truly believe because they figure they're going to be ostracized by society by saying that they're going to vote for certain people. So that's a response bias. You're not really going to tell them who you're really voting for. You might say, I'll vote for this person, but in reality, you're going to vote for somebody else. Question wording. Questions may lead to respondents to answer a certain way. I had this once where I was asked a question a certain way to elicit a certain response. I said that's a leading question. I'm not going to answer it, and we got into a big argument about it. But certain pollers will ask you questions that lead you to a certain answer, so that it makes their poll look better, or skew it in a way that makes the poll answer or go the way they want it to go. And the last one, coverage by some respondents may not be able to partake because of their economic status. In telephone surveys, people who may not have telephones because they cannot afford it. So you can exclude some people from polling because they just don't have the means to be able to be polled. So, you're not really getting the pulse of everybody out there. So we do have problems with polling. What Americans hold in common? I'm not going to go over this in this class. We're very, very divided right now as a country. So, you know, I don't even know if these hold true. This is some old data. So I'll leave it there. If you do have any questions, please come see me during my office hours, Tuesday, Thursday. Come by and Zoom, 10 to 12:30. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And that's it for Chapter 8, and we'll see you guys later.